Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your day. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys know that we're building a great community here. I'm so glad. I'm so glad to be part of it. I know I got some wheezing going on here. I don't know what it is. So my apologies for that too. There's nothing that I'm aware of that's wrong with me. Guys, I wanted to talk to you about Natalia Grace, and the reason that I wanted to talk to you about Natalia Grace is because I was incorrect in something. There are things that I found out from the Goodwives Network, because I want to give credit. So I had suspicions that she was older, maybe, than, even though of the cell, how they determined how old she was through her cells. So some doctors say that's not right, and then there's doctors that say absolutely that's a correct way to go about checking somebody's age. It seems to me like Natalia is just 22 today, like 22 in 2024, because she was born in 2003, September 4th, 2003, in the Ukraine. And she was adopted first to another family, the Chicconis, which I remember that, but they didn't really play a part in the story about her. But the Chicconis, I believe, were the ones that originally wanted to sell her to the little couple that have the same dwarfism as Natalia, I believe. They're little people, and they wanted to adopt her. And they had a daughter, and their daughter was close with Natalia. But they wanted like $100,000 for her, and they couldn't afford it. So that's where the Barnetts came in and adopted her. But here's the thing. Excuse me, before that even happened, this is the part that I wasn't aware of. The adoption process that these kids go through is like a human trafficking process, where, you remember when I said I can't imagine how an 8-year-old would be able to live on their own? It seems to me like there was some very traumatic and very adult-like and grown-up situations that this child was put in just as a child. So her ability to survive is amazing. And that fight or flight is ingrained in her because of the life that she unfortunately led as a child before she even got to the Barnetts. So, this has been compared to that movie, The Orphan, which I haven't seen that movie, but you could bet my mom has, because she likes that scary shit. She used to take me to the scariest movies as a kid. Anyway, The Orphan, I really do think, I have to agree that I think that that's what gave, what was it, Christine Barnett? That's what gave her the idea to tell people about Natalia. That's her storyline. That's where I think she borrowed that from. In the meantime, do I think Natalia was a perfect person and behaved like a normal child would? Absolutely not. Absolutely not, because she wasn't treated as such. God only knows what she endured the first 4 years, 5 years, 6 years of her life. Because to hear how these kids are like auctioned, how they're made to be sold like a chicken, like you would sell a chicken or a cow. I can't believe it. And then it gets worse, because it's my understanding, again, while listening to this information from the woman that Fancy was interviewing on the Goodwives Network, I'll put the link below, there is a return policy. If you're not happy with your kid, you can do whatever you want with them. You could sell them to somebody else. You can give them away. So nobody is overseeing what happens with these children when the first families say, oh, I've had enough, or the fun's over, or you know what? They're getting a little older now, and like the same type of people that buy puppies, and then when the puppy becomes an adult dog, they're like, yeah, not good anymore. We want to keep the puppy. We're going to get another. People are doing that with like children. That is what is so friggin' disturbing here. I can't even believe that. I am dumbfounded by that. I am insulted that I am part of a society that behaves in such a manner that we could treat a child like that. So if Natalia had a knife in her hand at any point, I would have to say, what made her feel like she needed the knife? No longer like, oh my God, is she crazy? Is she the demon child? No. Now it's like, what made her feel that way? And then to have all of that and not have a nurturing family. All Christine Barnett ever wanted to do was to make money off of Natalia and to shine from her, like she did with her son, who was autistic, severely autistic apparently, Asperger's syndrome, right? And yet he is a genius. And she takes credit. Christine Barnett takes credit for that. And she wanted to do the same thing with Natalia, but Natalia couldn't get it through no fault of her own. So Natalia, with all of her disabilities, her club foot, there are so many disabilities that this woman has that are legitimate disabilities. Gypsy Rose Blanchard would definitely be like an envy, because these are legitimate disabilities. So maybe that was a bad joke. Try to throw something in there because this is just so sad. But I'm serious. These disabilities are unbelievable. And they put her in a three floors. So she had to walk 3 flights of steps. A child. She was a child. Then they had her re-aged before any of this. How sick does Christine Barnett have to be? And why she was never found guilty of this is beyond me. Why Michael Barnett is still walking the streets with his friggin' ass, crazy ass look. Like, can you imagine getting into a road rage with that guy? He would just eat you up with those eyes. I said, it can't be all these families and not Natalia. Well, it probably is Natalia. But there's a reason behind why it is Natalia. And it's because the first several years of her life, she was supposedly loaned out to people. For what? For what? Guys, we're going to keep diving into this because this is taking turns and, I'm very interested in this. So I hope you guys come on this ride with me and we see what happens here with Natalia Grace. And again, I'm going to hook the Goodwives Network below in this interview that Fancy does with this woman. It is fascinating to hear more of what we thought or what I thought I knew. So all right, guys, so I thank you so much for your time. Tell me what you think in the chat. Did this change any of your opinions on her? It changed my opinion of her because I didn't know this, and that's okay. I don't have a problem saying wow, like I read that one wrong. But we didn't know about this stuff. I didn't know about this stuff. So that's why I'm grateful that there's people doing research out there that are digging stuff up that we can then share and talk about. So guys, please communicate in the chat. I do. I hope you're having a great week. I thank you so much for your support. Please like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget, be better today than you were yesterday, but not half as good as you're going to be tomorrow. And don't be Christine Barnett or Michael Barnett. Thanks, guys.